July 11th before the break. Let's take a look at the defense behind Galarraga. Of course, it's always presented by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores. They've got 18 assists in the outfield, the majority of the assists coming from the trio that is out there tonight, and Anderson, Granderson, and Thomas. We talked about the fact that Engine's not playing, Rayburn getting the nod at third base here tonight, and Gerald Laird once again behind the plate, putting down the signs for Galarraga.
Armando making his 19th start of this 2009 campaign. Opponents batting at .289 against him, hoping to better those numbers here tonight against the Seattle Mariners.
Well, Don Wakamatsu will run quite a few left-handers up there tonight against Galarraga. He has not done all that well against lefties, but he simply dominates right-handed batters.
And here's a very good lefty to lead off against him. Ichiro Suzuki starts it off. He'll be followed by Russell Branyan and Jose Lopez. A little bit of a delay tonight, but we are underway as Ichiro lifts the first one foul down the right field line.
Very seldom will you see Ichiro do that. First pitch swinging and trying to hit the ball in the gap to right center field. Usually he's trying to slap it the other way.
38-minute rain delay to be exact. There's a strike called up with the right hand. Joe West is all bundled up tonight. It's 65 degrees here at game time.
Got his suit jacket on tonight.
He does.
Sunday best.
Looking sharp. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ichiro Suzuki. .361 average, good for second in the American League. Way high from Galarraga. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ichiro's tough to defend. And he uses foul line to foul line. He can bunt for a base hit. He gets tons of infield hits. Tremendous hand-eye coordination.
Slaps that one on the ground to short. Santiago hurries his throw. 1 gone. Ichiro retired to start the ball game.
Even on balls that are hit like a bullet off the bat of Ichiro, it's still a bang-bang play at first.
It really is, and it's amazing. I mean, that ball was scalded to the shortstop, but you could tell Santiago knew he had to make that play quickly.
It appears the surface here is fast. Didn't get a whole lot of rain on the infield because it's covered, but that first ground ball off the bat of Ichiro kind of skidded to Santiago.
Here is Russell Branyan. Strike 1 on the outer edge. Branyan at .275 was hit by a pitch in the ballgame last night, but was 0 for 4 overall. He skies one a mile high into right center field. Clete Thomas waiting under it. Through the storm clouds and then back into his glove. 2 gone. Well, this game tonight is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It is sponsored by Comcast. Cloudy and overcast in the area, but apparently the rain has decided to move through, and after a 38-minute delay, good start here by Galarraga, retiring the first 2 batters. Jose Lopez takes a strike. Lopez had a big night last night. 3 hits, batting .269. Chops this one slowly toward third. Rayburn gets his first chance, and he throws him out. Nice start for Galarraga. 1-2-3 inning. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. Monty Eye Institute. It'll be Granderson, Polanco, and Cabrera at the top for the Tigers. Miguel with a 16-game hit streak. Clete Thomas cleaning up, followed by Marcus Thames, and then Josh Anderson, Rayburn, Laird, and Santiago round out the Tigers' starting lineup. Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting reports on Felix Hernandez. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
All hail to the king. He's legit. First-time All-Star. He's a young kid with overpowering stuff. Fastball, mid-90s, curve, slider, changeup. Tigers have had trouble with him in his career. He is 4-2 against them. But their top three hitters in the ball game today have really nice numbers against Felix.
And that's line to left, right on cue. Base hit for Curtis Granderson.
Granderson took some extra batting practice yesterday. He had a couple of hits the opposite way in the ball game last night against Olsen. And he starts off today taking a little two-seam fastball, staying deep in the strike zone, creating the proper bat angle, getting himself a solid single. And his batting average now has gone up from 444, a little higher against King Felix.
So the Tigers quickly have their first base runner. Now Placido Polanco digs in.
You can run on Felix too. Jojima has a good arm behind the plate, quick release, but you can run on Hernandez.
There he goes, and it's lined into center field. A base hit. Granderson on his way to third. He'll draw a throw. It's not in time.
Look out, Tigers.
Back-to-back hits by Granderson and Polanco.
Kind of the way the ball game started last night, although it was a double by Polanco and Granderson was scoring. They are jumping on Felix early today. Granderson read this perfectly. He knew Langerhans in center wasn't going to catch it. He was already on the move anyway. And if Langerhans would have caught it in center field, Granderson would not have been able to get back to first anyway. So good base running and a nice start for the Tigers here tonight.
RBI opportunity for the number 3 hitter, Miguel Cabrera.
When you go up against real good pitchers, and Hernandez would fall into that category, you've got to get them early before they settle in. Because once they settle in, it's going to be a long night.
Hernandez has gone 8 innings in each of his last 2 starts, giving up just a total of 8 hits. Victories over Texas and at Cleveland. Grounded foul, 1 ball, 1 strike on Cabrera, who right now is enjoying a 16-game hitting streak. He had quite a night in the ball game last night. He had 3 hits, but Miguel was also on base with a couple of walks.
That was good to see. The fact that he did take a couple of walks in that game last night. Very patient last night was Cabrera.
Fought that one off, got in on his hands, 1-2. Well, here's what we're talking about. I mean, these numbers, look at the opponent's batting average, look at the ERA.
He's legit. There's no debate about that. One of the best young pitchers in all of baseball. 129 strikeouts against 37 walks.
That is popped up. Shallow right field. Ichiro with a terrific throwing arm coming on. Still coming, and he drops it in foul ground.
What a break there for Cabrera and the Tigers.
It's probably going to be an error on Ichiro. There is some wind blowing tonight, but I don't know if it had an effect on that fly ball.
He ran a long way for it for one. It looked like he hit it right in the heel of the glove. It sure did. Right in the heel of the glove.
E9. First error of the game and the 4th of the season for Ichiro.
We told you last night the Mariners lead the American League in errors.
New life for Cabrera. And he swings and misses, so it doesn't matter in the end. 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the defense behind King Felix. It's presented by Honda Bloomfield. Ballantine getting the start in the outfield. Langerhans in center. Ichiro is in right. Hanahan, Cedena, Lopez, Branyan round out the infield, and Rob Johnson putting down the signs tonight for Felix.
So here's Clete Thomas. Clete has not faced Hernandez. He's batting .263 this year in the big leagues. And he slices one foul.
I like the fact that Jim has put a left-hander tonight behind Cabrera. Marcus Thames had been batting fourth for the better part of the last 3 weeks behind Miguel. But against Hernandez, this is a nice move.
Well, Thomas this year is hitting .367 with men in scoring position, and that certainly is the case here. Here's some splits on Felix Hernandez against lefties from 05 through 08. Numbers were a lot higher than this year, certainly. Same with the righties. And there is strike three. Thomas is punched out of there, and now Hernandez 1 out away from getting out of this jam.
Well, he has the same kind of stuff as a Verlander or Jackson. Even though there's a runner standing on third, less than 2 outs, he has the kind of stuff that would allow him to pitch out of that jam. And he's close to doing so.
One more out to get, though, and that's Marcus Thames, who was 0 for 3 in the ball game last night. .271 batting average. First pitch low. Hernandez just 23 years old, one of the bright young stars in Major League Baseball. In fact, he made his Major League debut against the Tigers here in Detroit in August of 05.
He was 19 years old then, wasn't he?
He was just 19 years old. Gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings in that start. And really, though, he didn't have a whole lot of run support last year, so that's why his numbers weren't all that good. In terms of wins and losses, he was 9-11. But this is the year where the people in Seattle that watch him on a daily basis say he is finally putting it all together. Of course, Rick Porcello, just 20 years old in the big leagues, got the win last night. It's driven in the air, foul down the left field line. 1-1 on Marcus Thames. Tigers got leadoff hits from Granderson and Polanco, but they're still standing at the corners. Now 1-2 on Marcus. Felix at 4-2 lifetime against the Tigers in 6 starts. An ERA just a little bit over 3 against Detroit. He's a big kid. He stands 6'3", 225, a native of Venezuela. Rob Johnson doing the catching tonight. The 1-2. Square up the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Marcus Thames. Josh Anderson would be next. Tigers came out with a bang last night with the early grand slam by Maglio. They're trying to duplicate that here tonight by getting some first inning runs. And he missed it. 3-2. We'll give Polanco a head start at first base. Three-two pitch. He takes it, ball 4 up high. That's going to load the bases. First walk tonight for Felix Hernandez. So it's going to bring out Josh Anderson. Anderson batting .248. Not much power to speak of. Anderson utilizes his speed. That is his game.
He told me before the game today he was going to be a little bit more patient. He feels like he's been a little jumpy in the limited playing time he has gotten lately. We'll see if he sticks to it.
Well, he went after the first pitch and fouled it off. 4 for 10 with the bases loaded career. This year 2 for 6. Anderson led it off with a base hit. Polanco singled him to third. After the walk to Thames, they are loaded up for Anderson. And that is a foul ball just outside of the bag at third. He almost cued that thing inside the bag. That would have gotten a couple of runs home. Instead, it's 0-2. Now Hernandez steps off, asking his catcher Johnson to reshuffle the signals. Here's the 0-2. Almost hit him. Well, Jim Leyland had his team come back home last night and get a victory. We talk about how well the Tigers have played here at home. That is popped up. Shallow left field. Valentine coming in, and Felix Hernandez pitches out of the jam. Tigers leave him loaded. We go to the second, no score. In the series, still no score. Tigers left them loaded against Felix Hernandez, who pitched out of an early jam. Had a couple of strikeouts in that inning. And now Galarraga back to work after a 1-2-3 first. Armando facing Ken Griffey Jr., then Vladimir Valentine and Ryan Langerhans. Griffey batting .215 this season. He's hit 10 home runs, and his illustrious career may be winding down. He was 1 for 5 last night, but what a career it has been for Griffey. Drives this one in the air to center, where Granderson is waiting. 1 away. Well, good start for Galarraga, but his catcher Gerald Laird says, you know, sometimes Armando pitches a little bit better with a little bit of an edge.
Sometimes I go out there and yell at him, or I got to say something to get under his skin. Like I tell him sometimes, I mean, I go, you pitch better, Matt. I mean, if these guys score runs on you, that's embarrassing. You know, you should be embarrassed. I mean, you got that good of stuff that you should get these guys out. I mean, I feel like he's got great stuff, and I think he doesn't pitch his best until he gets into trouble, and he needs to pitch like that more often.
Here's Valentine, who takes the ball inside, and I guess, Ron, most pitchers pitch a little bit better when they have a little bit of an edge or a little bit upset.
Oh, for sure. And it starts when you wake up in the morning.
That's driven in the air toward left field. It's routine for Anderson. And there are 2 gone.
He's got a nice tempo going so far today. We talked about it in the pitching profile. And Galarraga, and last 3 or 4 times he's taken the mound for the Tigers. Just very deliberate, very slow, unsure of himself in the first inning. But today, so far, so good for him.
Yeah, 5 up, 5 down, and here is Ryan Langerhans.
And I guess Laird must have gotten his face before the game today.
Insulted him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Langerhans looks at a strike.
I know a few starts ago, it was the first inning, and he was kind of laboring. He had given up a run or two, and Jim Leland went to the mound and he kind of got on him himself. And he said, if you're not going to throw strikes, I'll get somebody else in there. And he got pretty good after that.
Well, Armando is 1-1 with a 2.79 over his last 3 starts. So there are the signs that he is getting back to the guy that we saw last year.
He's got good stuff. He's got that fastball. He's got the little breaking ball. Of course, he's got a tremendous slider. When he's got some the good arm angle with that pitch, tremendous depth on his slider and break.
Now they're on the same page, and he just missed it outside. 3-1 on Langerhans. Former Atlanta Brave. He was actually picked up by from the Washington Nationals in late June. And sliced back out of play. Langerhans has had some decent power numbers in his career. He has only 1 home run so far with Seattle, and that was hit last night.
Ball was flying out of here last night,
wasn't it? Both sides. Fouled straight back.
7 home runs. Tigers hit 3. Mariners hit 4.
Get your Arby's today?
I did not get into Arby's today. Sure didn't. Forgot about it, to be honest with you.
3-2 pitch is just off the plate. Ball 4. Boy, Galarraga wanted that one. Took a few extra steps off the mound.
It appeared to hit the glove of Laird wherever the glove was sitting. I think he hit it. I guess Joe West must have said that ball was up. Laird ever so slightly tried to pull it back into the strike zone to entice West into calling a strike, but he wasn't buying it.
Here is Johnson, the catcher, enjoying a 6-game hitting streak. Jojima caught the ball game last night. Johnson tonight. And he is spun out of there by Galarraga. Hitting just .209 with 1 home run. Made his first opening day roster this year with Seattle. Checked it, and a strike is called by Joe West. 1-1.
Nothing really that Galarraga throws is straight. Everything's got some late life to it. The 2-seam fastball, the cutter, slider, everything moving. Late movement.
Like that.
That slide piece right there is nasty. As a hitter, you see it out in front. You see it coming right down the middle. You get down, you get set, and you start your swing, and the ball all of a sudden is not there any longer.
And that was a slider that he did not appear to have in his struggles early this year.
2 months of struggles.
Yeah. Chop back up the middle. Santiago will take the out at first to retire the side. They get a walk. They leave a man. Tigers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Detroit, brought to you by Belt Tire. tonight at Comerica Park after a 38-minute rain delay tonight. The Tigers and M's getting started a little bit tardy. And for Detroit in the second, it'll be Rayburn, Laird, and Santiago facing Felix Hernandez. Rayburn gets the start at third tonight for the Tigers. Brandon Inge gets the night off. He is expected to play tomorrow. Rayburn, in the meantime, with 6 home runs. Had a big triple in the ballgame last night, which knocked in a couple of runs. It also knocked Franklin Gutierrez out of the game, and he is not playing tonight. Gutierrez slammed into the wall. There's Brandon, who gets the night off. And if you tune a little bit tardy in tonight, the Tigers third baseman talking before the game about how his knees are just, they've been barking all season long, and Jim Leland wanted to give him the night off tonight. He's been playing hurt.
He's not going to know how to act sitting on that bench tonight.
Swing and a miss, and boy, was that nasty.
Let's take a look at Felix Hernandez from earlier this year on the left, and this is the current Felix now. When you can see he's got a little Louis Tiant in him. Watch the knee. Also watch the glove location. You can see he's turning his back to the hitter, which is kind of giving him pinpoint control as far as his fastball is concerned. I'm going to point out a couple of areas. One, the glove here. You can see the area of the glove over here. You can see it over here as well. It's directly behind his face, and also the knee area is turned. And he has another pitcher on their staff, Eric Bedard, that has a similar windup from the left side. That kind of turns his back toward the hitter. But really no rhyme or reason to why he's doing it, other than the fact that he started working with it, he tried it, and it's worked.
Well, it does add a little bit more deception, I suppose. The question is, though, when you're going so good, it's real odd to see a guy make a change like that.
They say that since he has started to do it, he has had much better control with his fastball. By turning, he kind of slows himself down a little bit and squares up those shoulders, and he can be simply dominant.
Well, he has showed some wicked stuff already tonight.
He's got some of the best stuff in the league. We're fortunate we get a chance to watch a couple of guys every 5th day at their craft as well, in Verlander and Jackson, with similar stuff. Now let's take a look at the delivery by King Felix in Lincoln Mercury Expo. If you're the hitter, you're seeing number 34, you're seeing Hernandez, and all of a sudden he's hiding that baseball and he's coming at you at 96, 97 miles an hour.
3-2 on Laird. Well, Hernandez, at only 23 years old, was the youngest All-Star this year at the Midsummer Classic in St. Louis. First-time All-Star. And he pitched a scoreless inning.
Get out.
And in the air to center. And Langerhans will make the play. 2 gone. In fact, Hernandez retired Orlando Hudson, Albert Pujols, and Justin Upton in the All-Star game. And what a string it was for the American League. They just kept rolling out pitcher after pitcher after pitcher.
They retired 18 straight National League hitters in an All-Star game.
And they didn't even need Verlander.
18 straight.
Santiago grounds one foul.
Jackson pitched one of those innings, and I believe he only needed 4 pitches to get through his inning. Hernandez needed 8 to get through his 1 inning pitched in St. Louis. The good pitchers like to watch the other good pitchers when they're out on the rubber. You watch Verlander and Jackson, they're kind of watching every move of Hernandez out there. You can learn from watching other guys that pitch the same way you pitch.
Little chopper left side, deep in the hole. Cedeno. Nice play. And the Tigers go 1-2-3 in the second. Nothing doing for Detroit. Felix Hernandez 3 up, 3 down. A little bit of help from the shortstop. Brought to you by Bell Tire. Trust us, will make you happy. You came in. That's a promise. AT&T, your world delivered. And by GMC, we are professional grade. Back here at Comerica Park, it's nice and dry right now in a scoreless game as we go to the top of the third. Poll question time. Tonight we're asking your opinion on this poll question. Of these four players, who is the best leadoff hitter? Text A, B, C, or D to FSDET or 37338. Your choices are A, Lou Brock, B, Pete Rose, C, Ricky Henderson, D, Ichiro. All four outstanding leadoff hitters. We would like to know, of those four, which one you think was the best?
I'm going to go C again.
I'm with you on that.
I went C last night as well, and he didn't fare very well, though.
No, he got killed. That was Manny, right?
Yeah, it was Manny.
That was best outfielders we were talking about.
Of the decade.
Of the decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go with Ricky, too. I mean, he was unbelievable in a lot of different aspects of the game. It's off the end of the bat, rolled slowly and cut off by Rayburn. Pulled him off, but a nice tag by Cabrera. Hanahan is out. So Rayburn has had a couple of chances already, and neither one was all that easy.
As a first baseman, you have to understand that every throw is not going to be a good throw. Therefore, you have to anticipate a bad throw every now and then. Cabrera, with that 6 feet 5 inch frame, able to jump up and clip Hanahan as he sprinted by. It's nice to have a big frame over there to throw to as well.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that Jim Leland has talked about. He provides a really big target, which is always an added bonus. I guess you don't see too many guys that are like 5'5" playing first base, do you?
Not many. Not many.
Cedeno lines out, 2 gone. So Galarraga doing a good job.
The first base position, third base, left field, and right field are still your premium power positions on most clubs, and usually those guys are pretty big and strong.
Here's Ichiro. Bounced out back in the first. He wins the award for the most limber player in the big leagues. I mean, this guy goes through a ton of different stretching exercises.
He's in terrific shape. We were watching him earlier today, and it was raining and the tarp was on the field, and he was the one out there that was stretching and running and getting himself mentally prepared for the game tonight.
Ichiro has the highest career average of the four guys we asked about tonight. Poll question.
I don't think those guys were getting 200 hits a year either. Ichiro's done it 8 times, and more than likely he's going to do it again this year, which would be the 9th consecutive year of 200 or more hits.
Three and one on Ichiro. Earlier this year, he had a 27-game hitting streak. That was in the month of May, which is the longest in the American League this year. It was his career high, by the way. You don't want to put him on. He drops down a bunt, foul.
That's exactly what you have to do when you're bunting. Ichiro knew if he was able to get this ball into fair territory, it would have trickled a little further up toward third base. You see Rayburn. Rayburn would not have had a play. The only one that would have had a play is Laird, and he'll take his chances against the catcher, even though Laird throws very well. But you stay patient in the batter's box and you place the ball where you want it.
Driven in the air, high and deep to right center field. It's going to hang up there, though, for Granderson. And a 1-2-3 inning for Armando Galarraga. He's looked sharp tonight. hello to you. Tigers fans had to wait a little bit for baseball tonight. 38-minute rain delay, but we got this thing going, and so far it has been a pretty good pitching matchup between Hernandez and Galarraga. Although the Tigers loaded the bases in the first, did not score. And Felix Hernandez back to work now, facing Granderson, Polanco, and Cabrera in the Detroit third. Fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes. Curtis Granderson is single back in the first inning, 3 hits in the series. He's usually had pretty good numbers against the M's in his career. He's hit over 300 against them. .474 against Felix Hernandez now. And the 0-2. Johnson took that one right in the chest. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the ground to the right side, backing up is Brandon. Hernandez covers, and 1 gone.
Hey, fancy the Tigers play the Baltimore Orioles August 3rd through 6th and take advantage of the August double play. Get 2 upper box tickets for only $29 or 2 lower box seats for $49. It's a savings of $15. Call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Well, Galarraga so far in this game has allowed just a walk. That was to Langerhans in the second. He's retired everybody else. He is hoping, though, if the Tigers can provide some offense tonight against a guy that came in at 10-3. Felix Hernandez has made it a habit of sticking around quite a while as well. He's tossed at least 7 innings in his last 8 starts. Here's Polanco. That had him buckling out of the way.
Hernandez struggled in the month of May. He gave up 23 earned runs in the month of May, and he sort of got challenged after that final start in the month of May by his manager, Don Wakamatsu. And Don basically told him, your name is King Felix, but you're not pitching like the king right now. We need you to step it up a little bit more work effort. Pay attention to detail. Kind of pitch the way that you're capable of pitching. He also had to start against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, where they attempted 8 stolen bases while he was out there.
Whoa.
And Don did not like that. They were successful on 5 of them. And the Angels are going to run anyway.
True.
But with that being said, he was trying to send Felix a message. I mean, if you're going to be the guy we think you could be, you've got to step it up a notch.
Polanco with a broken bat flare out to right field, his second hit.
And since that conversation from the manager, Don Wakamatsu, Felix has been one of the best pitchers in baseball.
He had 3 starts in the month of May in which he gave up 6 runs. Another start, he gave up 4 runs.
How does he do that with that stuff?
Don't know. He also had a start in that month against San Francisco when he struck out 10. And gave up just 1 earned run. But his stuff here tonight has really looked outstanding.
Well, he's one of those guys you got to outcompete. You're not going to get 15 hits off of him. Tigers squandered an opportunity in the first. And they had runners on first and third with nobody out, and they didn't score. You're not going to get that many opportunities against a guy like Hernandez. You've got to grind out every single at bat.
Meanwhile, Galarraga's stuff has looked very good as well, with just the 1 walk. Cabrera struck out with runners at first and third his last time up. An awkward looking swing there, 0-2. .330 batting average coming in, good for 4th in the American League. So this game here tonight featuring a couple of guys in the top 4. Ichiro 2nd, Cabrera 4th. Another good pickup there by Johnson. Joe Mauer has moved back into the top spot in terms of batting average to lead the American League, only by a percentage point, though.
Ron Gardenhire had to sit him down yesterday. He was in a 1-for-21 stretch, which is still amazing to me. Yeah, but he got a day off and apparently came back and got himself a couple of knocks.
So you can go 1-for-21 and still be hitting .362?
Where he was sitting, yes.
2-2 on Miguel Cabrera. Polanco with a 1-out single. Swing and a miss. So for the second time, Cabrera goes down on strikes, 4 of them total for Hernandez.
It looks like he's got a changeup grip, and that's exactly what it was, a changeup. And one that didn't fade back toward the right-hander, but one that pretty much stayed its course on the outside part of the plate.
Clete Thomas struck out with runners at first and third in the first inning. That's when Hernandez started to work himself out of that jam with a couple of strikeouts. Clete, since being recalled, is 8-for-20. Runner goes. Here comes the throw from Johnson. It's high and not in time. A stolen base for Polanco. Got to get something going here.
Yeah, usually when you see Polanco running, the sign has come from Jim Leland. He gets himself a really nice jump. Rob Johnson comes up and does all he could do to try to get Polanco, but Polanco had about 6 or 7 steps under his belt before Johnson got the ball in his glove.
Right back up the middle. It's going to get through. Base hit. Here comes Polanco around to score, and the Tigers manufacture themselves a run with an RBI hit by Clete Thomas. It just got through, but it got through. And that's all that matters. The stolen base, huge in this inning.
Sounded like he broke his bat, hit it off the end, and that's why as a pitcher you've got to have yourself in a position to field your position. Hernandez was not, and therefore gives up a run.
So there's a big 2-out hit for Detroit, and for Thomas's 25th RBI. Now Marcus Thames.
25 RBIs, that's a lot for the limited playing time that Clete has gotten at this level.
You know, he has really produced, and one of the things, he came in at .367 with men in scoring position, so that's going to go up a little bit.
And we also talked about the fact that Leland put Clete in that number 4 spot here tonight behind Cabrera to break up the righty combination of Cabrera and Thames, and it's paid dividends here the second time around.
Thomas has 25 RBIs in 40 games. So that is pretty good production. 1-2 on Marcus. Thames walked in the first inning. Gets away from Brandon. He didn't know where it was. It was actually in front of him. He thought it got by him, but Clete nowhere to go. Right up his arm. Shattered bat. Look out. It'll drop in right in front of the second baseman. No play. Meanwhile, the barrel went sizzling by Hanahan. And Felix twisted something. Oh, was that dangerous? Hanahan down at third seemed to pick up the bat a little bit late. Here comes Don Wakamatsu.
He's going to bring the trainer with him. which means it's not an official visit. And they're there to check on their star pitcher. Let's see what he did here. Like he might have rolled one of these ankles as he tried to plant and pick it up and throw right there, that left ankle. It's going to take a whole lot more than that to get Felix out of the game. He's going to need a new pair of britches too after this one.
That's how they wear them these days. Hook them onto the spikes.
Yeah.
Well, Hernandez, I'd be shocked if he comes out of this game, but he did seem to roll it pretty good.
Yeah, that will be his landing foot once he gets back up there and tries to throw a couple of pitches. So we'll see just how well he's doing. And Thompson going to go behind the plate. Now he's going to take a few warm-up tosses, and it's a left foot, so it's the one that's landing right now. And we'll kind of watch him closely as he throws a couple of pitches to see if it's having any effect on what he's doing out there. In between innings, they will probably, if he does not already have it done, they will take that ankle to give him more support.
So he's good to go. Albeit maybe not 100% right now. The Tigers still going here. They have 5 hits now against Hernandez. That one of the infield variety, though. Thrown 56 pitches. Here's Josh Anderson. Flied out to left his first time up.
Seattle has a good bullpen, but they don't have any Felix Hernandez's out there. So you get him out of the game as soon as possible and you take your chances.
Thomas, RBI single, standing at second base. Thames at first. Fouled away, 1-1.
Their outfielders are playing awfully shallow. And Cleet Thomas getting a real good secondary lead off of second, so he should be able to score. But Ballantine throws well. Langerhans, an average arm. Ichiro, one of the best in the business.
Hernandez walked Thames back in the first inning. He has given up 3 hits here in the third. Two and two. Tigers taking the lead on the RBI hit by Cleet Thomas. Off the end of the bat, foul. It's the second time Anderson has gone that way. Did that as well in that first at bat, but missed. That was with a couple of guys on. And that one missed outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Josh Anderson, that means the runners will be moving here. Rayburn waiting on deck. 60 pitches now for Felix Hernandez. Swing and a miss. Down goes Anderson. The Tigers will strand 2 more, but they do get a big hit in this inning. Cleet Thomas, a base hit up the middle, scores Placido Polanco. Since 1974, who has the most hits as a leadoff hitter since 1974? Kind of ties in with our poll question tonight. Aflac trivia question, and the answer coming up in the bottom of the fourth inning. So Galarraga goes to the hill now with a 1-0 lead. As we head to the fourth, it's Russell Branyan, Jose Lopez, Ken Griffey Jr. Galarraga has given up just a walk. That's it. Branyan fly to right field his first time up, 0 for 1. Branyan has played for a ton of teams, and I mean a ton. He's a guy that began his career in Cleveland. He's from Georgia originally, but he began in Cleveland, went to Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Tampa, over in the National League with a couple of cities, San Diego. He'll roll out this time to the second baseman, Polanco, 1 gone. The well-traveled Branyan is out.
He's got true power hitting from the left side. Real power. And the one element of this game you cannot teach. And he's having a career year under Don Wakamatsu, getting a chance to play first base every single day.
Here's Jose Lopez. Ball 1 to Lopez. Three out of 5 in the ball game last night. 0 for 1 tonight for the second baseman, who really doesn't get all that much press. That's lined right at the third baseman, Rayburn, for the out. And there are 2 gone. Well, batting stance guy is back, and it's time for Guess the Stance. Check this out, see if you can name the big leaguer he is imitating. Stay tuned to Tigers Live postgame for the answer. At least an easy one tonight.
Yeah, it is. Last night was pretty easy, too.
Last night's was Ken Griffey.
The day that it debuted when we were in New York, it was Polanco.
Yeah. Griffey pops it up. Shallow left. Who's going to get there? Rayburn. And an easy 1-2-3 inning, just 6 pitches. Nice job by Galarraga. Big question again, since 1974, who has the most hits as a leadoff hitter? And the answer is Rickey Henderson. Over 3,000 hits at the leadoff spot. 3,020 to be exact. Rayburn leads it off as we play here in the bottom of the fourth. Rayburn, Laird, and Santiago.
Rickey was one of those guys that after he was in the big leagues for about 4, 5, 6 years, he was hitting for a lot of power. He probably could have moved down in the batting order had his managers chosen to do so with him. but he was so valuable as a leadoff guy.
It's hard to take a guy like that.
You know, we talk about some of the modern day guys. Granderson comes to mind, obviously. Grady Sizemore, a couple of good leadoff hitters, and that their managers have also moved down to that 3 spot, but they both end up back in the leadoff slot.
1-2 on Ryan Rayburn. Ricky, at his highest, hit 28 home runs in a single season. So that's pretty good.
And he was still in the 100 bases. It was an automatic double anytime you walked him. He walked a lot, too. He was just so good. I mean, he scored runs, he stole bases, on base percentage of 4 or better. And he's going into the Hall of Fame, I think, next Sunday. It's getting close. He and Big Jim Rice.
That time of the year again.
Yes.
Ricky stole 130 bases one year. 130.
Unbelievable.
I mean, that's, if you think about all the pounding that your body takes, you know, when you're stealing 100 bases a year, and he did it 3 times in his career.
He ran so fast that once he slid head first into second base, the only thing that stopped him was his left foot. He had to angle his body so that he slid on one hip, which would allow the left foot to kind of catch the bag, and that's the way that he stopped when stealing bases. How long do you think his speech is going to be?
I'm not sure. What do you think? Is it going to be one of the more lengthy speeches? He might get on here. Rayburn got a good jump, and he will get on. 6 strikeouts. That one a strikeout and a wild pitch.
Yes, I do think it's going to be a lengthy one. Here's some of those great leadoff hitters.
Lou Brock. In the days of black and white footage for extremely very dark and grainy footage. There's Ricky.
He had some style, too. Young folks call it swagger these days.
Of course, it's Pete Rose, over 4,000 big league hits in that famous collision with Ray Fosse.
Rose never gave away at bats. Never, ever gave away at bats. If he had 3 hits, he was going to get 4. If he had 4, he was going to get 5.
It's amazing when you think about Pete Rose, how so very difficult it is to get to 3,000 hits. He went 1,000 beyond that. Tigers had 5 hits in this game. They have the leadoff man on here in the 4th. Runner going. Swing and a miss. The throw down. The tag is out.
Barely out.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Looked like he beat it, but a couple of the Tigers are up in arms in the dugout.
It appeared to be a hit and run. Let's take a look at Rayburn. Takes a couple steps, peeks in, and with the slide, it looked like he got in there, but he may have slid right into the foot of Lopez. Close play.
Yeah, it was close. Closer than I thought it was on the replay. Grounded foul.
Don't know for sure, but could have been the hit and run. The count was 1-0, and Laird swung at the pitch, but didn't foul it off. It's a very close play.
Right on it was Paul Schreiber to signal out. So he had the best view of anybody. The 1-2. Popped him up foul. Headed back to the seats.
That is the 3rd Tiger that has been on first base that we have seen on the move in this game against Hernandez. Granderson back in the 1st. And Polanco hit a single. Granderson ended up on 3rd. Polanco stole a base. And now Rayburn gets caught trying to steal one. Or the hit and run.
Down he goes. Laird is out on strikes. It's 7 now for Felix Hernandez. Poll question, what do we have going on here? Here's some of the early voting. Of the 4 players, who was the best leadoff hitter? Was it Brock, Rose, Henderson, or Ichiro? And right now, 48% say Ricky. 37338. You can text A, B, C, or D to that number. We'll have the results on Tigers Live. 2 outs for Ramon Santiago. Do you think Ricky will talk in the 3rd person in his acceptance speech?
Probably so.
Ricky remembers his rookie season. Ricky remembers his first stolen base. Ricky was happy.
Ricky was solid. There's always great stories behind Ricky as well.
Oh boy, are there.
Like the one he got the $1 million bonus from the Athletics after signing a contract, and he put it on his wall as a souvenir, and they had to call him to ask him to cash it.
Still 1-0 Detroit. Here at Comerica Park, RBI single by Clee Thomas has given the Tigers a lead in this game. Well, the Tigers really have done a terrific job at home this year. Through 41 games, this is how they stack up historically at home.
An 84 championship team, 28-13. And that 68 championship team did a little better. They won 30 and lost 11.
Vladimir Valentin leads it off against Armando Galarraga. Valentin, then Langerhans, and then Rob Johnson. Armando gave up a walk in the second. That's it.
And Valentin did a very nice job coming into the game yesterday in the second inning after Franklin Gutierrez had that violent collision in the right center field. I talked to Don Wakamatsu before the game, and he said that Gutierrez may play tomorrow. So good for the Mariners.
Yeah, he was having himself a nice year.
I was thinking about that last night. That was one of the more violent collisions with a wall that I can remember in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, the one that Aaron Rowan had over in the National League, was that a couple of years ago?
Yes.
That was pretty bad.
That was
face first.
That was bad.
But as we talked about over and over last night, there's just no give on that scoreboard out there in right center where he slammed into it.
You know, I have an 18-year-old daughter, and she's here in town, and they were showing a picture of Gutierrez last night as they were carrying him off the field. He was walking off the field.
Yeah.
And he's kind of a handsome guy.
Kind of.
And she was like, oh, no.
Is she asking for a favor?
Yeah, she was like, don't hurt him. Them girls, boy, I tell you.
There it is again.
And we just showed a lot of it. And she just cringed every time she watched it.
Don't worry, Franklin's okay.
Yeah, I had to tell her he's okay.
Ryan Langerhans, the batter.
So you don't have to worry about that.
No.
You got the guys.
Yeah, he'll be out there again tomorrow. But I guess somewhat thankful that I got two boys. That's into right field. That's going to be the first hit of the game for Seattle, and it comes here in the fifth inning.
Them girls kind of mess you up too now.
Oh, don't they?
Them teenage girls kind of mess up the teenage boys too now.
Yeah, they affect you one way or another.
Yeah,
whether you have one or not.
Yeah, that's true. It's all good though.
Here's Rob Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1. Hit a ground ball back in the second. Galarraga had given up a walk until that single by Langerhans. Their first hit here in the 5th inning.
Galarraga does a pretty nice job of slowing down the running game against opposing teams. Does not have a great move over to first base, but he kind of varies his times once he gets to the set position right now. Sometimes he'll get it and just go. Sometimes he'll hold it a little longer.
And that's going to be caught by Laird, who had just enough room.
And because it's tough to get a good jump off of him when you do decide to go, and then you got to deal with that guy, number 8, and Gerald Laird, who has been the best throwing catcher in the American League this year.
So if you don't have the greatest move around, you can still vary your times and make it more difficult for base runners.
Yes, you do. You have to do something to disrupt the timing of that base runner over there. And Galarraga does a nice job of that. He might just grab it this time and then go home.
Ball outside to Jack Hanahan.
You know what, Laird, it's not just this year that he's been doing an outstanding job of throwing guys out. Since 2003, and he has been one of the best throwing catchers in the American League, bar none. 37% he's thrown out in that span.
Well, and that's probably why, one of the reasons, at least, that the Tigers had him high on their list of catchers to go out and get in the offseason. 43% this year. And he's caught 21 guys this season trying to steal. The 1-0. 2-0 on the number 8 hitter Hanahan, who homered twice in the ballgame last night. Former Tiger back in 06. He played briefly here in Detroit. Most of his time was spent in the minor league system for the Tigers. Played his college ball at the Big Ten in Minnesota. 3-0. Armando has not picked up a strikeout in this game. He's just basically gotten it done with an assortment of fly balls and ground balls. There's a strike, 3-1.
This is the best that we've seen Armando in a while, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Just a little bit low. That'll be his second walk of the game, and now that'll push the tying run into scoring position with 2 outs.
Threw a breaking ball there that just didn't stay up long enough. It's a good eye by Hanahan to take that pitch.
Now Ronnie Cedeno, the number 9 hitter. Soft line drive to Polanco his first time up. Strike 1 right at the knees.
The majority of his RBIs this year, and he only has 16, does Cedeno. 12 have come with 2 outs, so you have to be careful here.
Good breaking ball.
Can't hit that one. So even though a guy is batting 9th, and you think you got yourself in a situation where you're going to get out of the jam, you've got to make quality pitches against Cedeno. 11 of the 16, excuse me, not 12, 11 with 2 outs.
That time he wouldn't go fishing. 1 and 2. Cedeno making his 23rd consecutive start at short with the departure of Yuniesky Betancourt, who was dealt to Kansas City. Last thing you want to see is Ichiro up in this inning. The 1-2. Even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ronnie Cedeno. Best scoring opportunity of the night for Seattle. And Laird walking out to the mound.
Well, they want to make it happen on this 2-2 pitch. Whatever is the best pitch that Galarraga has for Cedeno. They want to make it happen here because, one, they don't want to go 3-2 and get forced into a fastball situation with the runners on the move.
Just got a piece of that slider and fouled it off. And Galarraga almost got him.
Well, you may as well come back with that same pitch. And when it's down in that area, even if he does put it in play, he can't do much damage with it. And fastball.
Wow. A good hard fastball, though, at 94.
Well located fastball.
Slider again, fouled off again. Cedeno doing a pretty good job of taking a couple of tough pitches to handle and spoiling them, although barely. Galarraga tonight has had 3 1-2-3 innings. They have Langerhans and Hanahan on the bases right now, 1-0 in the 5th. And once again, Laird out to the mound.
And usually when you see a catcher go out in a situation like this, and he's already made a visit 2 pitches ago, they're not on the same page. And so Laird, out of courtesy, will get up and go out to ask Galarraga, why do you not want to throw what I want you to throw? And we'll see which guy kind of wins the disagreement, although a mini disagreement.
He missed outside again with a breaking ball. Now the count goes 3-2, and so the runners will get moving here.
Well, you may as well throw the same pitch again. If you throw it 2-2, you can't be afraid to throw it 3-2.
And a bouncing ball foul, third base side. So we'll do it again. Langerhans back to second, Hanahan to first. And this has turned into quite an at-bat from the number 9 hitter. This will be the 10th pitch in this at-bat.
The more pitches you see, advantage hitter.
Fly ball in the air toward left field. On the move is Anderson to retire the side. So finally, Galarraga wins the battle. They strand 2. Tigers baseball tonight brought to you by Bell Tire. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by your Chrysler and Jeep Superstores. Wallside windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by BP, help your car run younger for longer. Try BP gasoline with Invigorates. Back here at the ballpark.
Good-looking family, the Myers family.
Hey, the Myers sending along their hellos and a Go Tigers. Got ourselves a pretty good ball game here tonight after a rain-delayed start this one. Tigers lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Curtis Granderson will lead things off, and Joe West now yelling at both dugouts. I don't know what's going on here. What's up, Country Joe? He was talking to both dugouts, so whatever it was must not have been too important. Because here we go. Granderson starting things off. He is the leadoff man for the Tigers. He's followed by Polanco and Cabrera.
Wow, that's nasty.
0-2. RBI single by Cleat Thomas, and the Tigers' third. The difference in this one here tonight for Detroit. Hernandez not showing any ill effects from rolling his ankle.
None. He's got that mid-90s fastball. He's got a curveball. He's got a slide piece and a changeup, and he is nasty.
And another strikeout. His eighth. One away. Hey, tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 177 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome on AFN. And we've got a good one for you here tonight from Detroit. Placido Polanco, 2 singles, a steal, and a run scored. And a bouncing ball back up the middle. Lopez will throw him out, 2 away.
That's why the American League All-Star team was so good. Verlander didn't pitch in the game, but Jackson did, Hernandez did, Greinke did, Halladay did, and Mariano Rivera and Papelbon. How you gonna get a hit off those guys?
I don't know. And, you know, we talk about the fact that they had that string of, how many did they retire in a row?
18 straight.
18 in an all-star game.
Oh, yeah, Burley threw 2.
Don't forget about him. Strike 1 on Miguel Cabrera. Truly an impressive array of pitching talent for the American League. Big swing by Cabrera. 0-2. He has fanned twice in this game.
Well, these may be the 2 best players in all of Venezuela. Cabrera from an offensive standpoint, and of course King Felix from a pitching standpoint. And so far today, it's been Hernandez that's had his number.
So far. Well, there's the ball hit off the wall. Cabrera tried for 2. Here comes the throw from Ichiro.
He knew he had to get on his horse.
It's a double, 2-out, 2-base hit. He can hit some bullets the other way.
I don't think there's a right-hander in the game that hits the ball as aggressively the opposite way as Cabrera. Felix just tried to misuse him here. He's already struck him out twice. He had him 0-2, and he just tried to abuse him. And that's what happens when you don't make a quality pitch 0-2. Even though you have the talent of Hernandez, a guy like Cabrera will get you.
He ran on Ichiro, who since 2001 has 80 assists. Only Carlos Beltran has had more in that span.
Cabrera got on his horse early because he knows that Ichiro's got a great throwing arm.
Well, here's Cleat Thomas, who singled up the middle back in the 3rd, knocking in a run. And if Cleat were to hit this ball into right field, Cabrera's going to have to get on his horse again to try and score.
Gene might hold him up.
Instead, it's bounced to the shortstop. Daniel just got him. Boy, Thomas cruising down the line, almost beat it out. Tigers waste the 2-out double. Still 1-0. Third so far, it's held up. Armando Galarraga has given up just 1 hit through 5 innings. And he is back to work now, facing the top of the lineup: Ichiro, Branyan, and then Jose Lopez. 0 for 2 tonight for Ichiro, who was just 1 for 5 last night. So the Tigers have done a decent job of at least shutting him down. He did have a double last night. And he pulls that one down the right field line. It is going to hook foul.
If you can keep him off the base paths, your chances increase greatly into beating Seattle. They play lots of close games anyway because they don't get a whole lot of offensive production.
Two and one on Ichiro. I'm talking about his 27-game hitting streak earlier this year, the longest in the big leagues this year. Brian Zimmerman had that 30-gamer. Swing and a miss. Only got a piece of it.
He has found that slide piece again.
No, he didn't get a piece of it. It wasn't even close, actually. Off the glove of Laird, it bounced on the ground. 2-2. Fill it now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Branyan on deck. Souvenir. These two teams close it out tomorrow. Luke French and Jared Washburn, a couple of lefties, will hook up. Again, the 3-2 pitch. And again, Ichiro able to get a piece of it. Talk about his hand-eye coordination. With all the moving parts he has, I mean, he must have some really, really off-the-charts hand-eye coordination. I mean, he's moving all over the place in the batter's box. He slaps that one to second. And one gone. Well over 29,000 again here tonight despite the rain delay. And Gerald Laird says he really appreciates the support Tigers fans have given the team.
For how tough the times are right now, I mean, the fans just keep coming and supporting us, and we're winning, and it's just great to see. You know, that weekend before the Wall-Star break, there was like 40,000 people every night. I was just like, it's a sense of excitement when you come to the ballpark and you go out there and there's 40,000 people in their seats, you know, rooting for you, and knowing that no one in the baseball world really gave us a chance to win our division, and here we are at the break in first place.
And the Tigers leading here again tonight over Seattle, 1-0 as we play in the 6th.
Adam Everett said that as well yesterday. He said it's like having a 10th man, the fans here at Comerica Park.
Almost 30,000 in attendance here tonight.
Gerald Laird was quite popular before the game today. The tarp was on the field, but there was about 15 people around him today. And talking about the fact that he throws with 3 fingers on the baseball when throwing out guys attempting to steal.
It's become quite a hot topic, hasn't it?
And he was courteous. He just answered all the questions and talked to everybody about it. And Gerald said the reason why he throws with 3 fingers on the baseball, which is uncommon, unorthodox, is that when he was small, his hands were small, and he really couldn't grip the ball and throw it with the two fingers on the baseball with your thumb, kind of bracing the bottom of the baseball. So he had to learn how to throw with 3 fingers on the baseball, almost like a changeup. And he has continued that until today.
Meanwhile, Galarraga continues to mow through the Seattle lineup. A strikeout of Branyan is his first of the ballgame.
Nice slider. It's a hanging slider, but when you've got a guy that's looking to hit the ball out of the ballpark, as Branyan does on most occasions, you can get a swing and miss. But they were asking Gene Lamont about someone throwing with 3 fingers, and Jim Leland, and no one's really ever heard of anybody throwing with 3 fingers, especially catching.
Yeah, not at this level.
It works well for him, though.
Be a great nickname.
3 fingers. You get rid of G Money?
No, G Money's much better. 0-2 to count.
Look at it right here. 3 fingers on the baseball.
Yeah, it does look like a changeup.
It's amazing he's able to throw with the kind of accuracy that he does and velocity to the bases. Dusty Ryan, Tigers bats catcher, said he'd be throwing the ball all over the place if he tried to throw with 3 fingers on the ball.
The 1-2. It's popped up. Shallow left center. Who wants it? Polanco. 1-2-3. Boy, Armando. He looks marvelous tonight.
And now it's time for Coors Light Freeze Cam. We're going to take you back to the only run scored in this game. It was early. It was with 2 outs after Polanco stole a base. It was Clete Thomas coming up with a clutch knock. If that ball hits the heel of Hernandez, it does not get into center field, and we're still scoreless. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
But we are not scoreless. The Tigers have that 1-0 lead so far. Galarraga has made it hold up. Meanwhile, Hernandez has to feel a little bit frustrated. The fact that his offense hasn't been able to get him anything tonight. He has scattered 6 hits. And he is facing Marcus Thames, Josh Anderson, and Ryan Rayburn in the bottom of the 6th inning. Marcus had a walk in his first at-bat, infield single in his last at-bat. And he's behind in the count 0-2.
Hernandez has taken the mound 12 times after a loss this year. And by his club, and of course they lost last night. And he is 9-2 in those 12 starts.
Last year, he was 9-11. He got very low run support.
Yeah, he had a good earned run average.
Yeah, it was 3.45 to be exact. But he got a little over 3 runs a game. A little bit low, 1 and 2.
He's kind of graduated, so to speak, this year. He's taking his game to a whole nother level.
High fly ball, left field. Valentine to the warning track.
Party suites for select Tigers home games in July and August are on sale now and include a $300 food credit. For more information, call 313-471-BALL or log on to tigers.com for the Party Suites Plus.
Food. Party Suites, great spot here at the ballpark. And the food doesn't hurt either. Ball up high to Josh Anderson.
That's a good idea. Anderson hasn't bunted in a while. And even though you have Hanahan at third crowding you, even with the bag, if you get it where you want it and then run, you can still beat it out. The key is displaying some patience. There's a lot of room in between Anderson and Hanahan.
Josh, a strikeout, fly ball. Little bouncer hit to the second baseman. Easy play for Lopez, 2 gone. And we're getting some updates rolling in now, and it looks like on the south side, Tampa is leading Chicago 1-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Minnesota lost today big time in Oakland. So the Tigers up 2 over Chicago, 3 on Minnie as we speak.
James Shields pitching for Tampa tonight.
Carlos Torres is going for the home team. Ball 1 to Rayburn.
Of course, the White Sox come to Comerica Park on Friday for a doubleheader, day-night doubleheader.
And there was a development in that game in Chicago tonight. John Danks missing the start tonight because of a blister, so they called up Carlos Torres from AAA. He's one of their top 3 starters, Danks, in their rotation. 3-0 on Rayburn. Ryan has fanned twice in this game. There's a strike, 3-1. Hit in the air to center. Langerhans coming in. 1, 2, 3 inning for Hernandez. We head to the 7th inning in Detroit, 1-0. Been awesome tonight, allowing just the 1 hit, and the Tigers they wanted to improve on some things coming into the season, namely winning more at home, winning within the division, and improving their gloves.
And they have done all of that compared to 2008.
They have 38 games still remaining against the Central Division, but so far so good against teams within the Central. Galarraga trying to hang on to this 1-0 lead. Griffey leads it off and looks at a strike. 0 for 2 tonight for Ken Griffey Jr. Big swing, 0-2.
That slide piece has been a good one tonight for Galarraga. And he has gotten a lot of swings and misses on it. Something happened after that last pitch, though. He had to walk around out there, and don't know exactly what it was, but apparently he's okay.
The 0-2. Just missed a tad low. And Ken Griffey Jr. in his career, he's homered against 399 different pitchers. He's got over 600 career home runs. Pulls that one to right field. Straight to Cleet Thomas.
You know, you were making the comment last night as to Griffey probably the best player that you have watched play. And I wouldn't disagree with that. There was about a 10-year span there where he was the best in the game on both sides of the ball, winning Gold Gloves every year, all-star teams, stealing bases, plenty of home runs, and having a lot of fun doing it.
Could do it all. Literally could do it all.
He was the poster child of Major League Baseball. All kids wanted to be like him, wearing their hat backwards. Now they simply tilt him to the side.
That's the new look. Griffey was only 19 when he broke in.
Yep.
It was 1989 with Seattle. He's back to where it all started.
Out of Moeller High in Cincinnati.
3-0 now on Ballantine.
Be careful here. Don't just lay it in there. He's got some power, and he may have the green light.
Twelve fly ball outs in this one. We mentioned just the one strikeout, so they've been putting the ball in play. There's a strike on the outer edge as Ballantine was headed to first.
That's what Galarraga really has been able to do today. A couple of things. He's worked at a really nice tempo, and he's kept the ball out of the center of the plate.
Swing and a miss. Down he goes. He comes back from 3-0 down to strike him out. 2 gone. His second strikeout of the night. Everything you knew about fantasy football is about to change. Introducing the all-new Fox Fantasy Football with more customizable features and new ways to play. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN and join the next generation of fantasy football. There's Langerhans. Langerhans been on base twice. In fact, he has the only hit that Galarraga has given up tonight. Single back in the 5th.
Good slider. He's got a good one today.
And that's a little bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, Armando gave up just that early walk in the 2nd and then did not allow a hit until the 5th tonight. Working at a really good pace here this evening. Good rhythm. Played that soundbite a little bit earlier of Gerald Laird, his catching, saying he pitches better when he's angry. Sometimes he'll try and get under his skin just to fire him up a bit. 3-1 is outside. He lost him. So Langerhans on again for the 3rd time tonight. 3 walks for Galarraga. Tying run is out. What a departure from last night, where each team was going into the bullpen with regularity last night.
And balls were flying out of Comerica Park. 7 of them. 7 home runs hit here last night. I don't think I've ever seen the ball fly out of here like it was flying last night.
I don't think so. I'd agree.
And this is a, this is a good park to pitch in.
Here's Rob Johnson. Breaking ball in for strike 1. 0 for 2 for Johnson tonight. Tigers have 6 hits, and the Mariners just 1. One ball, 1 strike. Tigers have a doubleheader coming up on Friday against the White Sox. It's going to be Verlander in Game 1, and Eddie Bonine will be pitching in Game 2 for Jim Leyland as they dip down to the minor leagues. And both Verlander and Jackson will pitch in that series. Big series coming up. The 1-2 is swung on and missed, struck him out, and boy, oh boy, Galarraga, as good as he has been all season long.
Look out, Armando.
Third strikeout of the game. The slider gets Johnson.
Slider working here tonight against the Seattle Mariners, but what they have done is they have expanded the strike zone as well. When he's gotten close enough for them to make contact, they have put it in play. Only one hit given up tonight by Galarraga, and then lots of swing and misses on the slide piece. And that was just a small sampling there. There's been a lot of swings and misses tonight of that same pitch.
Well, here's our Comerica game summary. Cabrera extends his hitting streak to 17 games. Clay Thomas an RBI single for the game's only run, and Galarraga really good work tonight. 1-0 Detroit.
Well, you knew you had to be at your best tonight if you were Galarraga, because Hernandez has been so stingy for the better part of 10 starts now. He has been on one of those rolls, Mario, like we watched Verlander go through in the month of May and June.
Well, and he's lasting deep into games. 7 innings and beyond now, and 8 straight starts. Trying to do it here again tonight. And a swing and a miss by Laird. .10-3 record with a 2.51 earned run average coming into play this evening. He has not disappointed his team. The 1-2 is on the ground to short. Cedeno will throw out Laird. 1 gone.
The shortstop,
I'll bring up Santiago. How much, in your estimation, does this offense miss Adrian Beltre?
They miss him a lot. They really do. When you have a guy like Beltre, and although he was not performing the way that he performed before he came to Seattle, when he had that monster year with the Dodgers, he is still a force. He is still a threat that hits in the middle of their batting order, and he wins Gold Gloves. So not only do they miss him offensively, they miss his defense as well. He was out here throwing before the game today, and looks like he's probably a couple of weeks away from playing in a game for the Mariners.
2-0 on Santiago.
He's got some kind of body on him, too. I was watching him kind of work out today down there next to the Mariners clubhouse. He was running on a treadmill. He's all shredded up.
He's fouled away. 2-1.
I'm serious.
He's shredded.
Cut.
Okay. Well, I think you're right. I think they're talking about a couple of weeks, and he'll give them a boost. The 2-1 pitch. Into shallow right, Ichiro. He'll get there. 2 gone.
Nothing falls in right field And when Gutierrez is playing center, nothing falls in center.
So here comes Granderson. Mark Lowe in the bullpen for Seattle. C and Lyon were warming up for Detroit and still are. And neither team has had to worry about getting anybody up until the late innings in this one. Both Galarraga and Hernandez, as the 1-0 score might indicate, have been very good. Randy bounces one right to first base. Brandon gobbles it up, and an easy inning for Felix Hernandez. 7 in the books. We go to the 8th. E-Class attention assist to the game. Placido Polanco picked up a base hit for the Tigers. And in the key play, he stole second base, and Clee Thomas delivered him with a base hit up the middle. And that is our only run of the game so far. The Tigers lead it 1-0. As Brandon Inge has entered the game. He comes in defensively now as we go to the 8th inning. And Galarraga back to the hill. Jack Hanahan will lead it off and look at a strike, 0-1. Hanahan, Cedeno, and Ichiro. Meanwhile, Galarraga tooling along in this one. He's over 100 pitches right now, but he's looked extremely good. He walked Hanahan back in the 5th.
It looks like if anyone is able to reach in this inning, Jim more than likely will go to the bullpen. I don't think he will put Galarraga in a situation where he could lose this game after pitching so well.
Well, if he's going to get a win tonight, he's going to have to earn it.
He has done that.
Because the Tigers have had only 1 run themselves against Hernandez. Missed it away. 2-2 on Hanahan. Ball game started a bit late tonight for Jim Leland's crew. 38-minute rain delay. Nice pick.
Lou Tinsley, first base coach for Don Wakamatsu. Don Wakamatsu's got a lot of his buddies on his coaching staff. Bruce Hines down at third. Ty Van Berkeley, his bench coach. They've all worked together previously.
Now it fills at 3 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, Ronnie Cedeno. And he lost him. Ball 4. So the leadoff man is on. That is the 2nd time Hanahan has walked, and that is the 4th overall.
Base on balls are lethal late. Hey fans, visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at Tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and more. Get your Tigers gear straight from the source at the Tigers.com shop.
Skipper marching out to the mound. And apparently not taking the hook with him. So Cedeno will be the hitter with the tying run on. Leland will keep Galarraga in this game.
Galarraga has thrown 110 pitches. The most that he has thrown this year is 118. He did that back on June 8th.
These are the top two teams in the American League with sack bunts. Seattle has 43, which leads the American League.
Cedeno has 9 of those.
And he's tied with Adam Everett for the most. No sign of bunt there. They run. Instead, Ings will field the ground ball and have only one play. So no sacrifice. Brandon got a double pump there. Didn't know what to do with the ball.
Instead of the sacrifice, and Don Wakamatsu puts the hit and run on, and it works out for him.
And it appears that's going to be it. Where do I throw it? Ings finally throws him out at first base. Listen to the round of applause here for Armando Galarraga, Wallside Windows pitching change. Sparkling, and I mean sparkling effort tonight. He did walk 4, but he struck out 3, and to this point has not allowed a run. 7 1/3 innings, his longest outing of the season, as he gets the Tigers into the 8th inning tonight. And he will give way to Bobby C.
Yeah, Bobby's been outstanding. 43rd game now that he's been in. He comes in with a 1-1 record. Earned run average under 3. He's got a few strikeouts, and he's been stingy as far as the base on balls are concerned.
So with the tying run at second base and only 1 out, here comes Ichiro.
And Bobby C. also holding left-handed hitters to a 203 batting average, but this is not your everyday left-handed hitter.
Nothing average about Ichiro. Fastball missed again.
And he's also done a very nice job against right-handers this year.
Good pitch right at the outer edge.
That was a big play by Wakamatsu. Instead of sacrificing Cedeno, putting the runner on the move to get his best hitter on his team up in an RBI situation. If the Tigers had more than a 1-run lead here, Jim Leland probably would put him on.
Ooh, that one just missed. 2-1.
Looked like a strike.
2-1 on Ichiro. 0 for 3 tonight. He's hit the ball on the ground twice. And again, they're going to go to third. The tag. Got him. Santiago came up throwing, and he nails Hanahan.
Good heads-up play by Santiago. Bad base running by Hanahan. As a rule of thumb, if the ball's hit directly at you, if you're on second base as a base runner or to your right, you stay home. This ball's hit to his right. He still tries to get to third base, and he is out. If the ball's hit to your left or the left of the shortstop, you can probably get to third base as well. Nice break there for the Tigers momentarily.
Huge break, and now Russell Branyan with 2 outs. Branyan 0 for 3. Ichiro down there at first base. 21 stolen bases.
You just have to keep Branyan in the ballpark as Bruce Hines goes through a series of signs.
High towering drive, deep right center field. This ball has hit a ton, and that ball is gone. Russell muscles one out way back into the seats in right center, and the Mariners have their first lead of the night. He did not miss that. That's his 24th home run of the year.
Career high. Looked like it was a breaking ball that didn't do a whole lot. It was flat, and he clobbered it. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
Galarraga will get a no decision tonight. Here's Lopez. That's a stunner right there. That is only their second hit of the night. 2 hits, that's it. And they now lead 2-1.
The one guy that you had to keep in the ballpark, you couldn't keep in the ballpark.
You think it's that easy? Come do it.
Branyan picks up Hanahan, that's for sure. Little tapper hit slowly toward third. Ings will charge. Nice play. So the side retired. Felix Hernandez was fired up as well with a home run from Russell Branyan. It's now 2-1 Seattle. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, standing the test of time since 1849. A stunning development here at Comerica Park. Bobby C allows the 2-run homer to Russell Branyan with 2 outs. And Branyan has put his team in the lead, just their second hit of the night, which means Galarraga gets a no decision. And now the Tigers have to go back to work. Placido Polanco leads it off in the bottom of the 8th inning. And he is facing a new pitcher. His name is Mark Lowe.
He throws hard. In 43 2/3 innings this season, Lowe has struck out 34. But he's also walked 18, and he comes in with a 1-4 record. So Tigers have to grind out a few more at-bats. They've got 6 huge outs left.
Lifted towards shallow center, and that is going to be caught by Langerhans. 1 out. Polanco 2 out of 4 now tonight. So here is Cabrera, who's capable of tying it up. Close games both nights. And the first 2 games in the series, just very different games. Slugfest last night, pitching ruling the roost here tonight. Cabrera had a double back in the 5th, extending his hitting streak to 17.
The Seattle Mariners have the best record in all of baseball in 1-run games. They come in 21-13 in 1-run contest.
Means their bullpen must be getting it done.
Oh, they're solid. You got some good starters too. Ardsma is their closer.
Two and one on Cabrera. A couple of strikeouts and a double. Tigers down by a run here in the bottom of the 8th. Got in on his hands, and it's to shallow center. Langerhans again. 2 outs.
Comcast is telling us that Lowe is throwing 96 miles an hour and has gone as low as 83 with one of those breaking balls to Cabrera.
Here's Clete Thomas. He has accounted for the Tigers' run, a single back in the 3rd, knocked in Polanco, who had singled and stolen a base. And Clete takes outside. Lowe has retired 17 of the last 19 that he's faced. Here's the 1-0. Ooh, threw it by him in 97. Mark Lowe's bringing it. And it's a 1-1 count. He's out of Houston, Texas. 26 years old. How about 98?
They've got some power arms in their bullpen. Just about every guy that they run out of that bullpen throws in the mid-90s. But that's pretty much commonplace these days. At least your good bullpens. Lots of power arms.
Swing and a miss. Thomas is out. Johnson will just finally throw it down to complete the strikeout. 1-2-3 go the Tigers. We are headed to the 9th. Griffey, Ballantine, Langerhans on the way. tonight with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And as we go to the ninth inning, Tigers find themselves down by 1. They've been leading since the third until the 2-run homer by Russell Branyan in the 8th inning. So as we go to the ninth, Ken Griffey Jr. leads it off. Bobby C. back out there. Valentin and then Langerhans to follow. Griffey tonight is 0 for 3. In his career, 2,733 hits. And over 600 home runs, 621 to be exact. Pulled to right field. All righty, Clee Thomas. One gone. Well, feel free to join us again tomorrow. It's the final game in this series against the Seattle Mariners. Coverage begins just prior to the first pitch at 1 p.m. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire tomorrow afternoon on Fox Sports Detroit and at high def on Fox Sports Detroit HD. There's your matchup. Couple of lefties will hook up tomorrow. Luke French and Jared Washburn for Game 3. It's going to be it for that lefty. Bobby C. is done for the night. Tigers make a change. Here comes Brandon Lyon. Ball game. Seattle in the lead as we play here in the ninth inning, and the Tigers dip deeper into their bullpen, where it's Brandon Lyon coming out now, and he'll take over for Bobby C.
37 games now Lyon has appeared in for the Tigers, and his numbers just continue to get better and better with each outing.
His job here is to keep this a one-run game, give the offense an opportunity in the bottom of the ninth. A 1.86 ERA over his last 23 outings. Vladimir Valentin will bat. Ball one outside. Lyon got a couple of outs in the 8th inning last night, turning the baseball over to Rodney, who got the save. Two and 0. Right in the outer edge. 2 balls, 1 strike. Valentin a couple of fly balls and a strikeout, and there's their closer David Aardsma. He is tuning up.
He has found a home in Seattle.
Low again. 3-1 on Valentin. KC gave up the home run to Russell Branyan. That's the difference. Lost it. A walk to Valentine. Good news, though, from Chicago, where Tampa is leading the White Sox 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Pat Burrell and Gabe Gross have gone deep in that game for Tampa. Here's Ryan Langerhans. Been on base 3 times tonight. Tough one for Galarraga to stomach. He had not given up a hit until the 5th inning this evening. Did not give up a run until the 8th inning when they got the leadoff man on, and that run eventually scored. One of the 2 runs on the home run by Branyan. Langerhans, most of his experience with Atlanta. Runner bluffing, swing and a miss. Laird came up like he was going to throw, and Valentine heads back to first.
Lyon has improved in so many areas since putting on a Tigers uniform. His numbers from a pitching standpoint have gotten really good. But he's also quickened up his delivery at the home plate. And when the Tigers got him, he was about 1.6, 1.7 in getting the ball to the catcher, which meant there was a lot of bases being stolen while he was out there.
It's really kind of been a tale of 2 seasons for Brandon Lyon. I mean, he's improved so much over the second half of the first half, and has become so reliable that now Jim Leland has been able to slot his bullpen the way he's liked it.
And a good time getting the ball out of the hand of the pitcher to the catcher, anywhere from 1-1 to 1-3. Takes a special base runner to steal a base when you're getting the ball to the catcher that quickly. Lee Tinsley's got the stopwatch in the right hand, timing the delivery times of Lyon.
1-2 on Langerhans.
And he goes up and talks to Valentine and tells him what he thinks.
That's popped up. Inge at third base. Foul ground. 2 gone. And that's going to leave it up to Rob Johnson. When the Tigers bat in the bottom of the 9th, due-ups are Thames, Anderson, and Rayburn. Check it, Inge in Rayburn's old spot. Johnson 0 for 3. Tigers have 6 hits tonight, just 2 for the M's, but their second hit was a doozy. A 2-run shot to right center. There's a ground ball to second, should end the inning. Polanco with a routine play, and that is that. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Tigers need a run. Inge due up third. Took place in the 8th inning off the bat of Russell Branyan. Crushed it. 416 feet worth. A 2-run shot off Bobby C. And the first 2 runs of the night for Seattle coming in the 8th inning to give them a 2-1 lead. It is a lead they will take into the bottom of the 9th inning. Branyan the hero so far in this game. Let's see if the Tigers can come back. They're going to have to do it against their closer, David Aardsma.
And the modern-day Paul Bunyan is Russell Branyan.
Aardsma has found a home as a closer in Seattle. 22 of 24, and the numbers up and down are dominant. A couple of years ago, he was pitching out that bullpen in Chicago.
National League and American League, Cubs and White Sox. Marcus Thames leads it off.
He's always had a good arm and still displays that. Fastball in the mid-90s.
Thames a hit and a walk. And straight back at 97 miles an hour, 1-1.
And a guy throwing as hard as Aardsma, if you're Marcus, you don't need a big swing. Just a short, quick swing. And with your power and the power of the fastball, you can find a gap somewhere. Ugh.
He has hit a home run against Aardsma, 1 for 3 against him. Here's the 1-2. Ran a fastball up and in at 97. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Aardsma pitched in Boston last year. 47 appearances out of their pen. High, towering fly ball, shallow center. Langer hands. 1 out.
Marcus got himself 3 pretty good fastballs to hit, and you can see the frustration after finally popping up to center field.
He's going to bring up Josh Anderson.
Well, I say good fastballs to hit, but they are at 97 miles an hour. So
it does provide a challenge.
You got to do some things right.
The 0-1. 0-2 on Josh. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Couldn't get him on base. He'll be running. Not to be. 2 gone. So it's going to be up to Brandon Inge, who came on as a defensive replacement. This will be his first at bat. Rally caps out in full force tonight. '21 home runs for Brandon. He was 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. 0-1. Aardsma last year had an ERA of 5.5 with Boston out of their pen. Good breaking ball, and it's strike 2 all of a sudden. 0-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Inge. Aardsma carves up the Tigers with an easy 1-2-3 inning, and Seattle on the 2-run homer by Branyan in the 8th inning holds on to win it over the Tigers 2-1. Right now we check in with Mickey York with a preview of tonight's Tigers Live. Mickey.